somebody being killed or beheaded. The stories are too many, ranging from the killing of Gulag to the over 140 unclaimed bodies at Federal Medical Center, which the Archbishop lamented some times ago, the killing of traditional rulers, and so many of such things. Every day in and out, there's been one ugly story or the other in Imo State. And let me also inform you that I was the governor of this state for 8 years, and within which period this state saw what is called the best of its development and peace. I hate at this moment, at this stage of my life, to join issues with anybody, but this has become very, very important, at least to let the world and the public understand the happiness in Imo State. Now, if you may recall, I'm sure as journalists you must have heard that the government of Imo State, led by Hopism Strick, had announced to the whole world that on the 4th of January they were going to make public all the persons behind all the killings and insecurity in the state. This development came as a beacon of light in the minds of many people who were anxiously waiting to hear what the governor would say and how possibly that will end the killings and these bad stories in Imo State. 2 days before the time, one of his aide or commissioner came up on social media, I think, or press release, and mentioned my name and Ugumba Uchemosu, my in-law. Then that was about 3 days ago. And only yesterday, being the 4th, for the governor to come out again and say that he is not going to call any name, that he will allow the police, security agencies to do their work and arrest the people. You can see this highest level of inconsistency. And so this government, simply put, my dear, is a government that lies a lot and deceives a lot. So it's a government of lies and deceit. At every given time, this gentleman has lied on every issue and with his much more of deceiving people. Now, where do we stand? The governor is saying on one side that he will no longer mention the names, and his commissioner already 2 days ago mentioned some names. So this is the kind of things you see every day. But what shocked me actually was that while the whole world was expectant to hear finally who killed Gulag, finally who are responsible for killing of traditional rulers, and thousands of people killed in Imo State, only for this man to trivialize the matter and didn't talk about it, which is the main point of why we are all waiting to hear from the governor. But it came to everybody as a shock that a governor of the people can shy away from what he wanted to say. So that tells you that there's something wrong, which goes a long way to say that if the abduction of Uche Nwosu was successful at the church, now I'm sure he would have been announcing Uche Nwosu as #1. So when that failed, and it's obvious that his plans has failed, then he quickly reverted and said, well, let the police do their job. Didn't he know about the police doing this job before? Why should you announce something months after, only come and tell us that police will do their job? Anytime this gentleman's government messes up, they try to put the police in a picture in a bad light. And in fact, put the whole presidency and the whole government of Nigeria in bad light. What he says in Abuja is different from what he says here. And what he tells A is different from what he tells B. It has been a style of his government. But please listen to me so I can clarify this and you have more time to ask me more questions. My integrity is not in question. My reputation is not in question. The governor himself have never said that anybody was responsible. He never said that. It's his aide that said that, which he denied by saying he will not mention names. So this is, just listen to me as that. And if Every time I've always asked the journalists to be please more investigative to help this nation. It's not about me, it's not about my son-in-law, it's about the people of Imo State, it's about the image of Federal Republic of Nigeria, it's about perception of the government under which we find ourselves, the APC government. So listen to me carefully. So I can now reveal to you, he has made his state of, what you call his state of state address, or what you call stakeholders address. Listen to me so I can clarify these matters to you. It will take some few minutes. Let the word here and hear it clearly. Now the point I'm making is that I raised some vital issues which should be addressed. The question still remains, Mr. Governor, who killed Golak? Mr. Governor, who is responsible for those 140 people that were found dead bodies? Who killed these traditional rulers? Who beheaded all this number of people? Mr. Governor, answer this question. Now, Mr. Governor, who sent for the abduction of Uchemosu? Now, who discredited the church? Who shot at the church? Ask the governor. Do you know I was shocked yesterday that I expected the governor's opening remark would have been so. To people of Imo State, I'm sorry, my apologies. To the church, I apologize. He never apologized, even yesterday. But he tries a way to coin things that makes it look as if he's making any speech. Meanwhile, the speech is full of hollow, clueless, and has nothing to offer. Let me tell you what's happening in Imo State. Like I've used to say, let me now say it clearly. What's happening in Imo State is you have what is called HSF. HSF, it might shock you, is what is called Hopism Strike Force in the government house. And this strike force comprised of Army, which he never got from the Chief of Army Staff, comprised of Air Force, which he didn't get from Chief of Air Staff, comprised of the police, comprised of some what is called Ebubagu, his personal, what they say they launched, this security outfit. Now, this is the structure of this. The way it's structured is that Hope himself is the chairman of this HSF. And the HSF, Hope's responsibility is to deal with matters in Abuja and do whatever he can do to influence whatever he can influence to get his way out. Then backed up by his Attorney General, who takes care of the legal matters. And they have some people in the judiciary they work with on whenever they strike. Then the Shaba, who is the chairman of the strike force, who is the CSO. And then his SA, who is the Sinasa, who is in charge of Ebebagu. This is how the strike force move. They move day and they move night. And they have a hotel where they meet. Do you know, revelations have now shown that those criminals that they arranged to implicate Uchemosu were actually gotten from Delta and brought to government house of Imo State. And then later, they took the gentleman to a hotel, in the hotel called Rockview, where they interviewed him to say it is Uchemosu. So this thing, we're almost at the point of getting who kills all these people, when all of a sudden the governor again shied away because his plans all failed. So the world must know what is happening in Imo State. And it's simply intimidation, it's simply killings, it's simply maiming people, and people are not speaking because they are so scared. Now, tell you for instance, as I speak to you now, what Uzodinma is saying in the state that he has taken care of Abuja and whoever is concerned. And this case can never be heard. Meanwhile, he has accused the Inspector General of Police of sending the police that went there. Now, he's accused the Inspector General of Police of paying for the private jet that took Uchemosu. That's what he's telling the people here. But when he goes to Abuja now, I don't know what he says to them, and they seem to believe him. But they must hear him out. And I've taken it as a word of honor that this matter will not stop until the whole world hears about what is happening in Imo State. Now, yes. But again, what do I tell you? I say, this governor lies a lot. How can a governor say he doesn't have his CSO? Go and check the record. He has a CSO called Shaba. And Shaba right now is with the police. He's been in police custody for 4 days. Why can't he even make the pronouncement yesterday and say, my CSO did this? Even the Banga is an SA to the government. So he has a way, this Ebubagu he formed there is to hire some criminals who he used to maim people So they keep killing. My dear, listen to me. Can you people ever, and I'm saying this, can this nation's press stand up for once to help the people of Imo State? Can you people be more investigative in your journalism? This is fact. Where is Shaba? At least you can call the Inspector General of Police. A wonderful man, a great man. If not for the Inspector General of Police we have now, this story would have been dead on arrival. He saw the governor rose to go and meet the president. What did he go there for? That's the start he started. But I know President Buhari, whom I know, cannot support evil. So this story must expose everybody, and the nation will know this world will know who is the killer. And whoever emerges, in this case, the person who killed Gulag, is the person who killed those 140 people, and the person causing the whole mayhem in Imo State. Can't you even ask yourself, wherever this gentleman has gone, has caused crisis. Since after the Anambra election, have you had any killing? Since even the Tosis thing that happened now after Dr. Uche, and those strike force being arrested by Abuja now, have you heard about anything? This man is painting bad the image of army, image of police, the image of Buhari, painting them bad. And he comes here and tells a different thing. This man, the world must know. It's not about me. This is like diversionary. What is Rochas? What do I need in Imo State? What will be my interest? How does that enhance what I want to do? So you people must, and I challenge you, the press, all of you, because what we are saying is the image of this country. By now, both American embassy, Chinese embassy, all the embassies in the world, and Human Rights International should hear about this matter. But we're keeping the image of our country low so that nobody hears about this matter. But we're asking you people to address this issue. And I hope IG, this great man, that I think has been on this matter, will now make a press conference. And it will bring, if you don't hear that Hope Uzodinma was responsible for the abduction of Uche and setting up a strike force, then never you believe me again. I'm saying this with all my strength in me. To trivialize this question, the whole issue by question, we're talking about human life. We're talking about killings of thousands of people, and you're talking about animosity. What could be animosity between me and him? Why would animosity between me and him cause the death of people? Why? So it doesn't make sense. We're talking about life of people. Can you put, for God's sake, concentrate on this matter we're talking about, to save the lives of poor people in this state? I'm just telling you that, listen, the question you should be asking is about the life of people like Gulag, thousands of people that are killed. They're talking about animosity. What animosity will I have with somebody like Hopism? On what basis? What animosity? The only animosity can be a political animosity. Probably like he has made boasts that he must stop me from running for the office of the president. He will use every means available to stop me. He will use the FCC, he will use police, he will use the state judiciary, he will use this. He's been boasting about that, but I'm waiting for him. But he's not God. So maybe my animosity for him is that because I don't want him to win another election. What would be the animosity that will lead to the killing of innocent people? That's what you should ask. So it's not about animosity, it's about the life of the people. We have come to a point now, listen to me, gentlemen, I want you to get this right. We have come to a point where there's no escape anymore. Hope Uzodinma will have to tell us who abducted Uche Nwosu, whether Shaba is denying that Shaba is not his CSO. Very soon you confirm that he's his CSO. Now, either he's lying or the police is lying. That's where we are now. But somebody must take responsibility. Why is it anytime sensitive issues like this come up, we'll try to push under the carpet, talking about animosity, quarrel? That was what happened in the last police, not this IG. When I talk about my abduction to the police, somebody said to me, this is political, because somebody's alive or somebody's dead. So don't even talk about animosity. There's no animosity. He's a governor, he's a governor. I'm a senator, I'm a senator. I'm not going to Hope Uzodinma cannot stop it. So that's his only thing. So we have nothing, there's nothing in contention. His mate in this matter should Uche Nwosu, who contested with him and who may likely contest against him if he's contested for a second time. Please address this issue. I want to know who killed Gulag. Because it might go down in history that people will not say Imo people are killers. Is it because we're lucky that the Northerners show understanding? Don't you think the killing of Gulag would have led for people in the North to start killing the Igbos because of one man? Since Hope came into government, it has been killing upon killing, destruction upon destruction everywhere. He has separated Imo people from the government of Buhari. He has messed up the entire place. He went to Edo, his crisis, he went to Anambra crisis. Everywhere this young man dies, killing everything. Why should it be so? Because of one man, because of bad governance, because of cluelessness, because of evil acts, and we're keeping quiet. Look at his story yesterday. Look at what a whole governorship speech yesterday that took almost 2 hours. Tell me one substance in it. The only thing that I hear again is lies. That he built Akachi.
archive that I built. He deceived the Senate President Command and Commission an already built project by me. He brought President Mohamed Buhari to commission a 1.5 kilometer road that I had already prepared. He only resurfaced it and put less than half kilometer of balloon, what is called balloon technology concrete. I said, what? You want me to listen? The one that paid me so much that he brought my President Buhari, whom I suffered for this party together, brought him to government house to commission an escort chamber I built shamelessly. Now he said he did roundabout. Roundabout is, oh my God. Roundabout, he removed roundabout, not that he remodeled. There was nothing remodeled about roundabout. He just put it and put street light. That's the kind of thing you want to talk about? Now he said he brought Jos Beja here to sign MOU and Jos Beja now show that they are busy. What kind of cheap lies, cheap lies? How can you say he brought Jos Beja and they signed MOU and they are too busy, that's why he didn't engage them? Meanwhile, he promised that Jos Beja will do all the working. If you want to see Jos Beja working, go to Rivers. You see where Jos Beja is working. There's no Jos Beja here. So small lies that makes the people lose confidence in government. The world has to help Imo State out. Imo State is in bondage. Please, for God's sake, address this matter. It will help the Imo people, or more people will be killed as a result. Now, what he has just said yesterday, because he doesn't know that he has people inside him who report him even. He said, watch, this week what's going to happen. That he's going to dramatize something again that will change the whole story. But this gentleman believes in money. He believes in money and what money can do. Buy. But this, unfortunately, he has bought his failure for the first time. A gentleman who came to television and told the whole world that I got my victory through Ben Johnson way. Ben Johnson was a first star in a competition. So what is it that has not shown of his character? And then he said yesterday that he has set up a panel to look at contract of Imo State. Look at man who started a contract panel of Imo State against me because he has arranged the judges. He has about 7 judges he works with in Imo State government. Well, I mean, Imo State. Once he gets his case, he sends it to them and he give him some of the judgment he has. If I show you one judgment from Imo Judiciary, you will laugh. Where a case was never had by Justice Jamanze. Jamanze gave the judgment and retired the following day. Can you imagine? I give you a judgment by one of the other judges also who took my house and gave an order that it should be given to a CSO, my personal house in town. That's the judgment you see in Imo State. So the whole state, the world has to hear. Don't trivialize it by saying animosity. What animosity? Even in a family, there's disagreement. Even in the nation, where political opponents is allowed. But they can't be talking about animosity and equate it to killing of people. No, I mean, arise. You should arise on this matter. Is unraveling the mystery, the truth. There's no other way than unravel the truth. And let the Governor Hopism accept responsibility and stop laying claims that where it does not exist. You know, he has a lot of ways of making a diversionary statement. Yesterday, one of them that got me even laughing was when he said he has set up a panel for contract award. Now, I have stayed in Nigeria. Every Nigerian knows this truth. And again, subject me to further questioning. That this man who's talking about contract, if you go to NPI today, check his record, you see billions of naira of job done, which hope never existed for one day. Go to Calabar and ask about the Cross River and Calabar River and see the billions of naira from projects he was given to you that was not done. No, go to Customs. When he's chairman of Customs, he had these stories about the same man setting panel on contracts. But you know, I don't know what is happening in this country. That people somewhere in Abuja will have to hide to help this young man hide something. I don't know what kind of influence it is. But listen, now, this time, I want to come out boldly that the world might hear the truth. It's only when the truth is established that the peace will reign. It doesn't take anything. If Hopism as the commander of HSF, where he's the IG, Hopism Strick Force, which he called Imo Strike Force, if he's the chairman, say, look, we have erred, we made a mistake. We have killed so many people. We have destroyed so many lives. We are sorry. Let's work. I mean, it's simple. That's what's called being a man. But you can't be deceiving people and say, look, on fourth, you must call the names of those who kill people. I mean, you can't be doing something like accusing people. And now you look at where you put this allegation against me. There's no single allegation against me. This is diversionary. Nobody hope. And this is the commission I'm talking about. I hope you don't ever bring the commissioner with me to speak. Because that man is the man under authority. He has no word of his own. Like he rightly answered you. If you bring, I was a governor, I'm a senator, and I'm person speaking, a 3-time presidential aspirant in this country. I'm a no-face. If I accuse Hope Uzodinma or say something about it, he should be honorable enough to reply me himself. But he won't say a word. Rather now, he'll take a flight to Abuja and say to them, listen, when they ask you who paid for the flight, don't say it's me. Just say it's person. Who ordered for the shooting in the church? Don't say it's me. When you come back again, you say he has settled everybody. But this time he can't settle anymore. The evil must be exposed. I'm here to expose the evil. And even it's not easy speaking the way I'm speaking now. Because even my aides will tell me, oh, look, okay, you've done well. Don't talk of your presidential material. Don't speak about this. I said, gentlemen, listen. Let justice reign. Hold your presidency. Because even as the president of this country, I'm going to render justice. Madam, I've just told you that there's no allegation. Has Hope Uzodinma came to tell you that I killed anybody behind insurgents? You heard him yesterday. He said he will not announce the name, that IG should do that. He didn't say anything. You are the one making the allegation now. So there's no allegation before me. And I'm waiting for him to say it. I wish he can say that. And he will never say that because he knows the truth. Because a lot of things will unfold in the result. Well, I'm just waiting for him to see, let him exhaust all his Abuja contacts and do what he wants to do. Then we'll come back to basics and the world will finally know the truth. So don't be pushing what is there. Moving forward, I've just told you that the strike force should be owned. It should own up. But the biggest moving forward is that the Inspector General of Police, in whom I have absolute confidence that he will do the right thing, believing that he will do it, will tell the world what happened because the image of his police is at stake. This is what is the IG now that should make a statement to defend the image of President Muhammad Buhari or the distance. But because let me tell you how this problem starts in Imo State. And that problem is brewing up now. It might shock you to hear this. And people are calling it started as rumor. The rumor going on in Imo State now is that, listen, the people that went to shoot at the church are from the north. And the question they're asking now is that, can any Christian go to mosque and shoot at the mosque? Now, you see, and this gentleman, they will know that it's caused by this hopism. Now, this rumor, when people start killing themselves over nothing, because now the reason they mentioned there, those who went to the church were from the north. And the ordinary person here would think it's an attack. This might turn into a religious problem, rather than facing the fact of who caused this. So you press should help. I think you should help in this matter. What is moving forward? He's a governor, he's governor. What is it? He should govern. He told people that I should allow him to govern. I've stayed out of this state for more than 1 year. Just allow peace to be, so I cannot be mentioned for anything. But look at it. My own abduction, when I went to the past IG, the Inspector of Police, I told them, nothing was done. But I hope this IG now will do something and let the world know. And I will not stop talking about this until the truth comes out finally, and the Nigerians will know who is speaking the truth or who is lying. But till now, the governor has not mentioned anything on this strong. What can be more important than going to church and shooting the church and abducting somebody who was the governor candidate that the governor cannot speak about? But he can speak about roundabout, or speak about roads that never exist. So, and let me tell you now, let me tell you, I'm saying something. If Hope Uzodinma went to see President Muhammad Buhari, which he claimed in the state here, that he has gone to see President Muhammad Buhari on the same issue, why is it personal to him? He should tell us what he told President Muhammad Buhari. Has he been called? Ask him now, where is his CSO? Where are all the police and army officers attached to him? He should show you them. He is the only governor that moved with gunboats, armored car, army, air force. And I want to let you, because he's deceiving. I'm sure, 100% sure, I can vouch for the chief of army staff that doesn't know what's happening. Because now, the truth will come out on how he gets his army, how he gets his air force. Because he's not entitled to army and air force following him. So he holds a meeting and say, arrest this. Now, and when they found out that
Thank you.